It happened without thunder, without warning, without even a flicker of mercy. The television screen went black mid-sentence. The ceiling fan slowed, groaned and stopped. The refrigerator's hum vanished. In one impossible breath, the house fell silent. Then came the darkness. Aisha stood in the kitchen, knife in hand, staring at her own reflection in the dark window. For a split second, she thought it was just her home, a tripped breaker, a neighborhood outage. Then the city outside disappeared. Across the skyline, towers that usually glowed like constellations were gone. No streetlights, no traffic signals, no blinking red aircraft warnings, nothing. Papa? 16-year-old Ria called from the living room, her voice suddenly smaller. Imran stepped toward the window, peering into the night. He was 45, steady by nature, an accountant by profession, a planner in every sense. But planning had never included this. Across the apartment complex, voices rose in confusion. Is it just our building? My phone has no signal. Why is the network gone? Imran checked his phone. No bars, no data. The battery icon glowed at 63%, a number that suddenly felt fragile. Generator? Ria asked. He shook his head. The distant hum of backup power systems was absent. Even the hospital down the road, normally bright as day, sat in darkness. A national-wide blackout does not announce itself politely. It erases the familiar in seconds. Candles, Aisha whispered. No, Imran said quickly, not yet. The instinct is always to create light. But open flames bring risk, especially when confusion reigns. Instead, he opened a drawer and pulled out 2 flashlights, small but dependable. He handed one to Ria. Use only when needed, he said. We conserve. Conserve. That word would shape the next 72 hours. Outside, car horns began blaring as intersections became chaos. Somewhere in the distance, sirens wailed and then abruptly stopped, swallowed by the silence of a powerless grid. The power grid is a living system, vast and interconnected. When it collapses nationally, it means something catastrophic has occurred. Cyber attack, infrastructure failure, solar storm, terror strike. The cause does not matter in the first hour. What matters is this: you are on your own. Imran closed the curtains. He said, we stay inside, we prepare.
Panic spreads faster than darkness. Within 30 minutes, shouting echoed from the stairwell. Someone was pounding on doors, asking for updates no one could provide. Aisha moved toward the gas stove. Should we cook now before the gas pressure drops? She asked. Imran considered. Utilities often fail in sequence. Water pumps need electricity. Gas monitoring systems need electricity. Refrigeration is already gone. Yes, he said. Cook what will spoil first. Preparation in a blackout begins with preservation. They opened the fridge once, quickly, assessing contents. Milk, cooked rice, vegetables, chicken. Minimal opening, Imran instructed. Cold air must stay inside. They cooked by gas flame while light still filtered faintly from the sky. Ria chopped vegetables silently, glancing at her powerless phone. No internet, she murmured. No news. Information will come later. Right now, we manage what we can control. Control is psychological armor. As night deepened, the city transformed. No neon, no billboards, only scattered flashlight beams flickering from windows like distant fireflies. Imran filled every container in the house with water. Buckets, bottles, cooking pots. Why? Ria asked. Water supply depends on electric pumps. If pressure drops, we have reserves. Aisha lit a single candle finally, placing it inside a steel bowl to reduce fire risk. Only in one room, Imran cautioned, never leave it unattended. The first hour after a nationwide blackout is about stabilization, food, water, light, security. A loud crash echoed from outside. Ria flinched. Probably a car accident, Imran said softly. Traffic signals without power create instant disorder. Emergency services, overwhelmed, cannot reach every call. Doors locked? Aisha asked. Imran checked twice. Locked. He turned to his daughter. We treat this like a storm. We stay calm. But storms pass. This darkness felt different.
Midnight arrived like a weight pressing against the windows. Heat built inside the apartment. Without fans, without air conditioning, the air grew thick. Sweat beaded on Ria's forehead. Open the windows? She asked. Imran hesitated. Ventilation brings relief but also vulnerability. In uncertain situations, balance is everything. Open slightly, he decided. Grills locked. Outside the city sounded raw. Footsteps on pavement, distant arguments, dogs barking without pause. Then came the sound no one wanted to hear. Glass shattering. Aisha's breath caught. Looting? She whispered. In prolonged blackouts, especially nationwide ones, fear turns to desperation quickly. ATMs fail, payment systems collapse, gas stations cannot pump fuel, supply chains halt. Imran turned off the candle. Flashlights off, he said quietly. Darkness swallowed the room completely. They sat in silence, listening. Footsteps ran down the street below. A car alarm blared uselessly before dying. Minutes stretched. The rule during civil instability is simple. Do not draw attention. Light advertises presence. Noise signals occupancy. After an hour, the chaos drifted elsewhere. Ria's voice trembled. What if this lasts days? Imran did not lie. Then we adapt. Adaptation is survival's heartbeat. He gathered them in the living room. We create a plan for 72 hours, he said. That is the critical window. Government response will mobilize within that time. What if it doesn't? Ria asked. He held her gaze. Then we extend the plan. They listed supplies. Water, sufficient for 3 days if rationed. Food, canned beans, rice, lentils, dry snacks. Batteries, limited. Power banks, 2, partially charged. Matches, enough. Medical kit, basic but usable. Phones in airplane mode, Imran instructed. Only check periodically. Battery life becomes currency in darkness. Around 3 a.m., the city fell eerily quiet. No engines, no sirens, no hum of civilization. Just human breathing in a powerless world. Morning did not bring power. Sunlight revealed a transformed city. People stood in clusters outside buildings, talking in low, urgent tones. Shops remained shuttered. Traffic signals dead. Public transport absent. Imran stepped onto the balcony cautiously. Smoke rose faintly from somewhere far off. Ria joined him. Feels like history, she said. History repeats when systems fail, he replied. Nationwide blackouts expose dependency. Water, food distribution, communication, banking, healthcare, fuel, all linked to electricity. A man from the next building shouted across balconies. Anyone have news? Radio? Someone else called. Imran's eyes widened. Battery radio, he exclaimed, rushing inside. From a drawer buried beneath old receipts, he found it. He inserted fresh batteries. Static crackled. Then a voice, weak but steady. Grid failure under investigation. Authorities request calm. Essential services prioritizing restoration. Relief washed over him. Information restores hope. Cause? Aisha asked. Possible cyber intrusion. Backup systems compromised. Cyber attack. Not a storm, not an accident. This could last longer than expected. By noon, water pressure slowed to a trickle. Imran turned off taps immediately. Use stored water only, he instructed. Across the street, a supermarket door had been forced open. People streamed in and out carrying whatever they could. Should we go? Ria asked. Imran considered. Venturing out risks confrontation, injury, wasted energy. But supplies matter. We wait, he decided. Crowds are unstable. Stability over impulse. They spent the afternoon organizing. Food divided into daily portions, water measured carefully, windows covered partially to reduce heat. Evening approached with no change. The second night would test them harder.
By the second morning, tension had thickened across the city. Fuel shortages became visible. Long lines formed at stations that could not pump. Rumors spread faster than facts. 3 weeks, someone shouted in the courtyard. Martial law, another claimed. Fear feeds on silence. Imran listened to the radio. Power restoration in phases, major cities prioritized. Hope, but vague. Aisha noticed their water reserves had dropped faster than expected. We miscalculated cooking usage, she said quietly. Imran nodded. Reduce portions further. Ria's stomach growled audibly. He looked at her, guilt flickering. Survival often means discomfort. Outside, a heated argument erupted between two men over bottled water. Then pushing, then shouting. Imran closed the balcony door fully. We stay invisible, he said. In prolonged blackouts, safety depends on low-profile behavior. No loud generators, no visible abundance, no boasting of supplies. By evening, a knock struck their door. 3 sharp raps. They froze. Imran bhai? A familiar voice called. It was Samir from downstairs. Imran approached cautiously. Yes? Our water finished, Samir said through the door. Do you have extra? Aisha looked at Imran anxiously. They had planned tightly. Compassion and survival collided. Imran opened the door slightly, chain-locked. He handed Samir 2 bottles. Use carefully, he said. Samir's eyes filled with relief. Thank you. When the door closed, Ria asked softly, What if we need that later? Imran exhaled slowly. Community increases survival odds. Isolation weakens us. In crises, cooperation can prevent violence. That night, distant explosions echoed faintly. Perhaps transformers failing, perhaps something worse. Sleep came in fragments. On the third morning, exhaustion clung to them like humidity. Ria sat by the window, staring at the lifeless street. Then, without warning, a flicker. The ceiling fan twitched, stopped, twitched again. A hum. The refrigerator clicked alive. Light flooded the room as if dawn had exploded indoors. Ria gasped, Papa! Imran stood motionless, listening to the symphony of returning electricity. Across the city, cheers erupted from balconies. Car horns blared in celebration. The grid had returned. Aisha covered her face, tears spilling freely. They had endured 72 hours. 72 hours that revealed fragility, resilience, fear, strength. Imran did not rush to turn everything on. Slowly, he said, we reset carefully. Systems can fail again if overloaded. He checked water flow. Steady. Radio confirmed phased restoration across regions. Cyber attack contained. Investigations ongoing. Ria looked at her father. We were lucky, she said. He nodded. Yes, but we were also prepared. Preparation had not eliminated fear, it had given structure to chaos. That evening, the city glowed brighter than ever before. Lights shimmered across towers, street lamps cast golden halos, traffic moved in orderly streams, but something had changed inside every home. They understood now. Electricity is invisible until it disappears. If a nationwide blackout strikes again, remember the first 72 hours decide stability. Conserve immediately, store water, cook perishables, limit light, protect security, seek verified information, avoid crowds, support community, manage fear. Darkness tests character, and when the lights go out across an entire nation, survival belongs not to the strongest but to the calmest minds in the longest night.